Okay, so I really needed to include, I need to have a little bit of a theme song today because um, since I started reading Hush, I can't help it, but I feel like Usher, it's a perfect theme song to talk about Hush. Whoo, guys. Whew. Okay. So why am I playing Usher for you people? To talk about Hush. Because it's hot, man. Okay, so here's the deal. Obviously, this is meant for PG audiences and everything like that. So nobody getting, naked or anything in this thing, but it's this thing where the tension that exists in this world of Batman for this story. I think it's meant to seem secondary to the actual tale that's going on involving actual crime fighting on Batman's end. However, if you happen to have read Batman Hush before by Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams, you probably know exactly what I mean in the fact that if Batman Hush were to have a theme song, it should be Caught Up by Usher, because Bruce Wayne, Batman, is so caught up by Catwoman and this whole thing. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it, guys. I'm here for it. Okay, so the other thing that I have to mention right away is I have to work on stopping putting myself in this position where I guess who the main bad guy is within like the first 10 pages. Is it 10 pages? Hold on. Within the first 10 pages? Let's see here. Hold on. Okay, okay, maybe within the first 20 pages. I have to stop guessing. 10, 15, 20 pages. I have to stop guessing who the big bad is. Because when I get to the end and I happen to be right, even though there was a little misdirection in there at one point, I don't know. It might be taking something away from the entire thing for me. I don't know. Because here's the thing. I think the comic book graphic novel community is pretty split down the middle in regards to Hush, from what I understand. This is the first time I've read it. I knew that there was certain moments that happened within Hush that were like iconic moments, right? I'm trying not to do too many spoilers here because it is a full graphic novel. There is a teasing of a certain person coming back into Batman's life that hasn't been there. You do have, so there's that, right? You have somebody back into Batman's life for real. A couple people come back into Batman's life for real in this story. So you have, just to name some of the characters that are in this, you've got Talia, you've got, like I said, Selina, you've got Batman, you've got some Nightwing, you've got some Tim Drake as Robin, you've of course got Alfred, okay? You got some Jim. You've got some Oracle. You've got, gosh, oh, guys, you got Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is in this. If you're a Poison Ivy fan and you've never read Hush, the first like half of that, yeah, maybe the first third of Hush, you got a lot of Poison Ivy. You got some Superman in there, some Lois Lane. This is one of those stories, kind of like you got with Along Halloween, which, yes, Jeff Loeb also wrote Long Halloween, where you really have him working the rogues gallery. Okay, because you've got some Harley in here. You've got Joker. Okay, you've got Killer Croc. You've got Scarecrow. You've got Riddler. He is really working the rogues gallery even more than he did in Long Halloween, which is also considered by a lot of people to be one of those quintessential, must-read Batman stories. So if you like a member of the Rogues Gallery, chances are the classic Rogues Gallery, they're in here somewhere. Let me think here. Is there anybody that is in the Rogues Gallery that is not in Hush? Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is not in Hush. Okay, so you don't get Mr. Freeze. But you get, like, most of the others. Like, seriously, like, they even wedge in, like, they wedge in, like, the Riddler. They wedge in, Clayface. Clayface is in here. See, if you like a member of the Rogues Gallery a lot, you're probably going to find them in this book if you haven't read it already. So what do we got here? Let me just kind of like give you a little bit of the taste of the blurb on the back here. Gotham City is infected by a crime epidemic, and all of Batman's enemies have emerged to throw his life into utter chaos. But little do they know, they're all pawns in the villainous Hush, in an elaborate game of revenge against Bruce Wayne. Pushed past his breaking point, Batman will need to use more than the world's greatest detective skills to uncover the true identity of this mysterious mastermind before it's too late. Yeah, exactly like what I was telling you. If you have a specific rogue in the Rogues Gallery that you like, chances are they're somewhere in this piece of work. Lots of, like, what I always love about some of these older Batman stories, like these 90s and 2000s Batman stories that I've been reading, is that you have a lot of the whole man versus man. Obviously, the man versus man theme is run amok here in anything that you're going to read in Batman. You got man versus beast / man. You've got man versus himself. Always. Because you have this underlying, really tension building thing kind of coming into being between him and Selina Kyle, Catwoman, and lots of stuff really progress involving that. And then, you see him really building, but then, you also see him kind of like in his head too much about what's going on. And let me tell you something about Selina Kyle. She's here for it, right? She's here for it. But she's not playing. Okay? She's not playing, and I love that about the character of Catwoman always. Okay? Um there are times where Hush can get kind of fuzzy, as in, oh my gosh, are they going to shove another Rogue Gallery character in here, and how are they possibly going to implement them? It started getting a little bit like that towards the end, but you do have a little bit of a reveal involving the last Rogues Gallery member that shows up. You have this reveal that sets it up for the next big Batman story that happens, which I will be. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to go straight from Batman Hush to the next story that comes out, because I have it here already. So we have. It looks like we have a little bit of a lull in between the Batman Hush and what I'm about ready to read for my next collected edition show, because this one has Batman 608 and through 619. The next one I'm going to read is, it's got it right here, but I'm not going to show it. I want it to be kind of a surprise, I think. Maybe, yeah. If you follow me on Facebook, you're probably going to be able to find out. Or if you follow me on Twitter, you're probably going to find out what I'm reading. This is meant to entice y'all to follow me on social media. If you're wondering what I'm going to be reading next for Collected Edition Tuesdays. But we have a jump from 619, Batman 619, to Batman 635. Now, that doesn't seem like that much of a jump, but when it comes right down to it, that's like a year. That's like a year of time. That's like over a year of time in between Hush and this other story that I'm going to start reading right away. Because, so you have this little dropping of reveal at the end of Hush, that definitely leads you, if you know the storyline of Batman and his Bat family, definitely leads you into wanting to read what I'm going to be reading next. So I'm quite excited about that. Sorry, hit my my laptop there with my camera. Just really quick, I'm going to take a drink of water. So I'm really trying not to give too much away about Batman, except for make promises to you. One, there's tension. There's lovely, lovely, lovely Usher caught up type tension between Batman and Catwoman, Bruce and Selina Kyle. Right? If that's not enough to bring you in, it is a wonderful, like it said, story of it's a story of vengeance and revenge, gone completely haywire. It's as revenge stories often do. And the other thing you have to find out is, like it said, somebody is manipulating a lot of members of the Rogues Gallery. So if you like a member or two of Batman's Rogues Gallery, you're definitely going to see them here. If you like Nightwing, there's a little bit of Nightwing. If you like Tim Drake, there's a little bit of Tim Drake in there. If you like Barbara Gordon, Oracle, there's a little bit of that in there. Jim Gordon, definitely in there. And a lot of surprises along the way. Little moments that try to, shift you from what you're thinking here and there and everywhere when you're trying to figure it out before everyone else does. in the story. So, yeah. So that's about it for Batman Hush. This paperback version, really nice, guys. It's really nice. It has, like I said, Batman 608 through 619, and a Hush interlude that came in Wizard magazine at the time. Those of you who don't know, Wizard is now defunct, kind of trade magazine. That was print magazine that people could read involving comics back in the day. And there's a bonus section that has over 40 pages of special content. Like, not only do you have this, you have an annotated, you have a lot of, like, the alternative cover art. You have different volumes cover art, because obviously this is since it is 608 through 619, the traditional trade paperback would have been, there would have been multiple ones that would have been a little bit smaller. So you have that cover art there as well, and you have annotation of different imagery written by Jim Lee in the back of this, which is definitely interesting and fun to look at, talking about what you're seeing in his art and that kind of thing, and how, there are moments where he does switch mediums. Let me see if I can find a moment of that. Right here. Yeah. Let me see here. Try not to give too much away, but you have the traditional kind of Jim Lee art, right? And then you have this switch over when he's looking in the past and he's remembering the past of him and his friend, and it gets all like watercolor, like monochromatic watercolor, which is really cool. Another artist that we've seen, oh gosh, his name is escaping me right now, but if you were reading Robin and Batman, they were using all watercolor art throughout the whole art of that 3-issue series by Jeff Lemire, and the artist's name is escaping me right now, and that's horrible. I should remember that stuff if I'm going to talk about it. But like, whenever anything is going into Batman's past, it switches from a traditional Jim Lee art to a watercolor, a monochromatic watercolor, whether you're dealing with a red, a purple, or a blue. And I believe there's also some gray in there as well. So you have, different cover, everything like that. You have the image annotation, which is really cool to have at the end of a collection like this. So overall, how do I feel about Hush? I enjoyed it. It was an easy read. It was fun read. It had pretty much everything I would ask for from a story like it. And so I definitely recommend picking up Hush, especially if you are one of these people like me that is very interested in the early days of the Bat-Cat romance. The early days in modern era of the Bat-Cat romance. Yeah, I think you would definitely enjoy it if you are pro Bat-Cat, as I am. I am pro Bat-Cat. So that's it for now for the collected edition Tuesdays. I am the officially unofficial geek, and yeah, my name is Carrie Quinn, and I'm the officially unofficial geek. Please, like I said, come check me out on Twitter at CarrieQAuthor. Come check out our Facebook, which is you geek, because Facebook apparently has some problem with me calling myself the officially unofficial geek. Who knows? I just got around it the best I could. If you haven't subscribed to the page yet, please go ahead and subscribe, and you will be privy to everything that I do on this channel. This is the Collected Edition Tuesdays. Tomorrow, we got What's Happening Wednesdays. And on Friday, we've got Flashback Friday, which I am not afraid to tell you right now is going to be Batman number one from 1940, because I thought, what the heck, why not? Let's do the first appearance of the Catwoman. So I started reading that the other day, so that's going to be fun to do. Obviously, we've got our usual, that's Flashback Friday. That's going to be on Friday, obviously, so it's not just a clever name. And then we've got our usual spoiler-tastic weekly comic roundup that happens on Sundays. And as always, we're going to have a spattering of hauls and unboxings here and there, random thought videos. Usually try to save the random thought videos for my shorts. Recently I have a short up where I talk about upcoming Doctor Who stuff. I also have shorts involving one day I decided to post one about my cats that I'm always talking about. So check those out as well if you like the kitty cats. But for now, this has been the Officially Unofficial Geek channel. I am Carrie Quinn. I just reviewed for Collected Edition Tuesdays a Batman Hush by Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, and Scott Williams. I liked it. Hope you do too. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, or if maybe you've been convinced to read it now. So until then, I'll be seeing ya.